Morning, day. More happy campers, morning campers. Is that what it is like? Is that what we want to do like? A little slogan like? I don't know, we'll do out. I was like, feast I done yesterday or something. And then
just
today.
joining in, Paul, alright?
Alright,
I'll stay in the back.
Anyway, how are you feeling? How are you feeling today, bro?
I'll wait till I let you walk on.
How are you feeling today anyway, Taylor?
Fucking shite.
You a bit rough like off last night? Anyway, we got back home last night after driving from Pendle Hill, I believe. Then all the way from Pendle Hill, we got back home and then we decided, well, we may as well just go back out again. So on the day two now, we're at Sherwood Forest actually, which is Robin Hood's country. Whereas Robin Hood, back in the day, everyone knows the story of Robin Hood, where he went around with his merry men and stole, took money from the rich and gave it to the poor and stuff like that. There's something called the Great Oak here, which I think I'm gonna go see now. Pardon me, my nostrils. Hey, but right, that's the way I'm gonna go. So I'm gonna show you anyway when we get there. I woke up to this morning. What a lovely sight. Not too bad at all. Let the dog straight out and now they went for a wee and a poo and stuff, and like these are sort of the moments that you like when you're living in the van, really. When you just wake up to lovely places like this. Perfect place to take your dogs, yeah, it really is actually. You know, taking your dogs over nice hikes and stuff like that, it's probably just one of the best things you can probably do. It's good for the soul, it's good for the mind, it's good for your heart, keeps you active, keeps you fit. I know obviously because Izzy, one of my little girl dogs over there, they are the Siberian Huskies they are, but they're not purebred, I don't think. I think they've got a bit of Alaskan Malamute in them or something like that. But yeah, so once we get round into the forest anyway, I'll show you around and show you the routes and stuff and the trails, and yeah man, so day two. Bang in the middle of the forest now. Looks like someone's been like making a little fucking den or something. You know, when you were younger and all that, when you were like fucking 12 and 13, when you went with your mates and all that down to the fucking woods. And you're like, oh yeah, we'll kick some sticks, right? And we'll build a den. Well, I guess like the people down here, me, proper ones like. Well, we've just got to the visitor centre down in Sherwood Forest, I believe. Along here, we've got like a little cafes and stuff like that. Like Nottingham dairy ice creams, and so if you want a quick bite to eat, well, before you head into to go see the Great Oak and stuff like that, there is places there you can have a little sit down and have something to drink in there. So yeah, man, I think we're gonna have a quick 5 minutes or so, just sit and chill out and all that, use the facilities while we can. That's probably the hardest thing really, like with like living in the van life and stuff, is obviously trying to find facilities and getting a wash, and so obviously it is quite hard when you're in the wilderness doing them sort of things. But anyway, we're gonna grab a quick drink and that because we're quite parched and all that, and then we'll continue the journey inside the forest. Alright, got a lovely walk through the forest, you know. I think it's dead therapeutic, me. Do you not think? I think it's therapeutic and all that, just walking through the forest and that. It's good just to get the country air in it and stuff like that. Definitely more mental health. Oh yeah, it looks like there's a graveyard over here as well. Cemetery over there. Cemetery in the middle of the Sherwood Woods. I wonder who's the sort of era people who were buried there and that. And I know that it was the 13th and 15th century actually, where Robin Hood came about. Oh, he's dropping them bloody leads you all out, aren't you? Hi Reggie. So it's definitely one of the more mythical places. And oh look, see that they've got them more wooden things again. Them little dens that people are building. It looks, it is a very nice area. Very nice area. Sherwood Forest and the major oak is said to be in the heart of Sherwood Forest. Is where all the outlaws tend to go, but it actually stood for a symbolism of freedom, I believe. It's where Robin Hood and his merry men, Little John, and there's a few other ones which I will research and I'll mention in the next clip. But anyway, if you know how old this is, it's hundreds and hundreds of years old. I believe it was the 15th and 16th century that this tree and Robin Hood and his merry men himself actually sat around, and said to be inside there, there's a secret doorway or something underneath that tree. I don't believe we can actually get inside or have a look around, but if anyone is interested or know anything about that, I would like to know something about that. So leave a comment down below. And yeah, this tree itself is in scientific and interest under a lot of people. Actually, they do many tests of this tree. It's said that trees, due to myth and stuff like that, are whispering trees in the Sherwood Forest, and actually have voices and stuff within the darkness and stuff like that. People do when they walk along the Sherwood Forest in the dark. It says there's a lot of supernatural activity around here and stuff like that, which if you're interested in stuff like that, it would be have a nice day to come down here. And it didn't seem that busy on the Monday which we come down, but if you want to stop the video and read a bit of that, you can. And I believe there's another one just here, so this will talk about more of the science and stuff like that about the tree. So if you're interested in any of that, pause the video and you'll be able to read that. Well, that was the major oak trail. It only takes about, I think it's half a mile from the visitor car park or something like that. No, it's not even that far really, is it, bro? No. But aye, there's loads of little, what would you call this? I think it's called bridging or something, isn't it? When they get literally, they made like joinery, yeah, I say carpentry and stuff like that, yeah. But they made it just out of wood, like carved wood, and it's not like it's not manufactured or no nails. Yeah, it's not manufactured or anything like that, is it? Like cut up like a normal fence, but at home in the city, if you know what I mean. Hello.
Some mad species of trees, like. That's it.
That is. There's mad species of trees around here, you know, guys. But now there's some of the sort of species that are in Sherwood Forest, and the ancient veteran trees and stuff. There's the brown long-haired bat. There's the lesser spotted woodpecker, the tree weaver spider. I know, it does look quite mad, doesn't it? I'll show people. But anyway, I'll flick the camera, and if you want to pause the video and read a bit about this, like on the other clips, you can. There you go. Whoa. And now we've got dog dilemmas again. It's said back in the day that Sherwood Forest was actually a lot larger than it was today, because apparently with our deforestation and stuff over the years, and the need for toilet roll and paper and stuff like that has obviously decreased the amount of forest that's actually around here, I believe. But if you look in the faces of the trees and stuff like that, it says if you're all outlaws lying in there waiting for unexpected travellers, like back in the day, like Robin Hood and his fellow men. But all the spirits of the forest, or the simply beautiful spiritual patterns that are just dated in ancient bark. Who knows, and who knows the questions that we need to ask to find out the truth. But I'm sure there's some people out there that can give us some insight, and if you know anything about it, about the outlaw retreats and stuff like that, and that's the dens that they used to use.
It's our outlaws.
Yeah, they used to use these little dens back in the day, the outlaws, to leave no trace and stuff, and obviously to hide. So there's an example. There's Robin Hood there, and there's the corrupt government, I believe, at the time.
An archer,
yeah, he was an archer. Yeah, he was. Oh, well, let's go. Well, we've made it to just outside Tesco Extra. I think we're just gonna park here for a little bit, and we've went and got some food, but I thought I'll show you around the Talbot and what we're using for our travels. She's an old girl, I believe she's 1987 she is. She was a couple of years, and then she'll be a classic. old Talbot Express. I got it for a reasonable price on Facebook Marketplace. There's a few little nicks and knacks and stuff that does need to be fixed, but apart from that, it is quite clean. The engine's running pretty smooth at the minute. We have had a few issues there and there, but the inside's obviously got Griff there just having a nap at the minute. But yeah, it's quite retro inside and stuff. Quite niche. So yeah, that's the Talbot anyway. So we're looking to try and upgrade it eventually and all that. We've got the leisure battery inside working. But then as soon as I had that turned on, which was underneath the seat, it actually made the boiler leak and stuff like that. So what I think I need to do is, I think down here there's an extension, and there's a 12 volt panel or something that someone's hooked up, I think the previous owner, about that. So I think if I plug it in there, get a generator or something like that, plug it in, and then I should be able to have power inside the vehicle. So at the minute we're sort of, you know, just putting a bit of wood out and that and stuff, making a little fire, so then we can obviously cook some food and stuff like that. But anyway, I've just got a quick Tesco meal deal. Who doesn't like the Tesco meal deals, you know what I mean? We go to probably obviously Red Bull all the way. You obviously get your money's worth in the meal deals you do, don't you? You always try and get your money's worth. But yeah, and I'm going to tell a little story anyway about the Sherwood Forest where we've been earlier on today. Just to tell you more about the myth and the legend around it and stuff. I went to the Great Oak and stuff, as you've seen earlier on in the clips. So yeah, I'll shut back in 2 seconds. Now, basically, in legend, the Sherwood Forest is not just a woodland, it is a symbol of freedom. Beyond the reach of corrupt authority, it is portrayed as a vast ancient Greenland, which is full of deer and hidden glades, and the sanctuary for outlaws and the oppressed back in the 13th and 15th century between them eras. Writers often describe it as paths that appear or vanish depending on who walks with them, and the trees that seem to listen, especially the Great Oak and all that stuff, which I did talk about in the earlier clips, which is just a bit of mythology and obviously the mythic landscape of the Sherwood Forest themselves, you know. Now we'll go on to talk about the evolution of the myth, that over the years, over centuries, writers have actually reshaped the myth. Early ballads despited Robin as a violent outlaw, but later retellers made him as a nobleman, even a knight wronged by the corrupt rulers. The Victorian and modern versions romance the Sherwood into the green utopia people that they imagine today. Thus, Sherwood Forest in myth is less of a real place than a storytelling landscape, but it's moulded by the hopes and fears of each era. And Robin Hood and his merry men, as we seen earlier, there was signs and stuff posted around the Great Oak and all that. They had Little John's Glen and stuff like that around. Little John was a towering and strong man, quite a powerful man, you know, that he followed Robin Hood and his merry men. There's actually a church next to Sherwood Forest where they apparently got married there, Robin Hood and his merry men. There was Fair Tuck, I believe, the jolly and defiant of authority and stuff like that. Will Scarlet was elegant and fiery in her person, you know, she was very, very good. They obviously done a lot of archery, and they had their own skill sets within the medieval age and whatever they portrayed as and stuff. So the Maiden was often portrayed as Robin's partner in both love and rebellion. These figures form a kind of the woodland brotherhood, loyal, cheerful, and dedicated to showing injustice in the place, and fighting for what's right in the world, I believe. Fighting for what's right. So anyway, this is probably going to be the last clip of the day on day 2, I believe. Where are we just now? Let's have a look. I don't actually know where we are. I believe we're in Huddersfield or something like that. Not too far from Sherwood. I think I drove about 30 minutes or so in Talbot. So I think tomorrow I'll see where we head to. I think I want to go down to Glastonbury and stuff like that, actually, the Glastonbury talk. There's a lot of supernatural things happening down there as well, which I'm quite interested in and stuff like that. Obviously more myth, legends, all about the feast and the beast. So obviously I want to try and spreading the love, guys, spreading the joy, just spreading the truth about some of the myths and legends of the world. I believe I'm just starting in England for now, and then I want to be going on to France, Denmark, Sweden, Norway, Finland. Just try and travel to every single country to try and show off all the myth, the legends, and all the things that I've not really brought up in society now. It did happen back in the day, obviously, because so much time has passed and so much time people have lost, and all the history that's been sort of taken away from us, I believe, and they sort of lost that information from people's heads and from society, because it's happened such a long time ago. So hopefully these videos and stuff will help bring it a bit of enlightenment and show that a bit of the history that's it's actually there, you know, and they're like Stonehenge and stuff, and King Arthur, and which obviously we will get into on the later episodes, because I do want to go down there, down Stonehenge and down Glastonbury and stuff like that. So, but yeah, day 2, like and subscribe, man, if you want to see more.